The E-2 visa allows residents from qualified treaty countries to reside in the USA through business investment. A franchise business can provide many advantages over starting your own business, but not all franchises will work with E-2 visa candidates, and many do not qualify as a suitable E-2 option. So what are some of the benefits of choosing a franchise for E-2 visa investors? Well, the first and the most important is the initial and ongoing support and training that is received from the company. Franchises have proven their business model. They can show you exactly how to replicate that success. You are in a new country. You're starting a business from scratch, and that can be challenging for everyone, even domestic entrepreneurs. A franchise provides a proven process that helps you build a successful business. And number two is brand recognition. Your E-2 adjudicator is likely going to be familiar with the franchise brand. That has a greater perceived credibility over an unknown startup business. And number three are the business plans. It's typically easier to create projections for your E-2 visa petition when there are previous statistics available from other franchise owners in the system. When you look for a suitable franchise for the E-2 visa, keep in mind the overall objective of the E-2 is to create economic benefit for the USA in some way. Economic benefit can be demonstrated in several ways, but one of the most compelling is employing U.S. residents. So businesses with no employees that focus only on owner's profit are not good choices for the E-2 visa. Not that it is impossible, but real estate type businesses or consulting companies that have no employees are not ideal and will often result in denial. Most E-2 visa applicants think of a food franchise first, and food might be an option for you, but the food industry also has some drawbacks. We'll look at those in a moment, but let's start off by looking at service-based franchises that can be a good choice for your goals. So service-based businesses are often preferred by E-2 visa candidates because they are lower cost than retail, but they can be just as profitable or more profitable than retail and food franchises and have a much lower operational cost. You're going to be operating from a small office or a warehouse instead of an expensive retail location. Service-based franchises include industries like cleaning, painting, plumbing and electrical, glass repair, mosquito control, construction, senior care, and there are many others. There are quite a few options within those sectors that will work with E-2 visa. And remember, the owner does not perform these services. They're not cleaning, they're not painting, they are hiring employees or contractors to conduct the work, and they are operating the business in an executive capacity. And as mentioned, some of these franchises can be more profitable than a food franchise, but have a lower investment than a restaurant. To give you an example, some low-cost cleaning franchises generate an average of $1.8 million a year. Many are over that. And to put that in context, an average Subway franchise grosses just over $400,000. So service-based businesses, while being profitable, are also easily and inexpensively scaled. So if you start with 2 to 4 employees, as your business expands, you add additional vehicles, add more employees, and this makes your second E-2 visa interview more compelling, as you can quite realistically reach 8 to 12 employees or more in a short period of time. Now, service-based franchises are not great options for owners who do not have fluent English or prefer not interacting with customers, as most of these are very relational type of businesses where the owner is very involved in the community driving their business forward. Not all of them are like this, but most of them do have a requirement to have the owner participate in some measure. Investment for a service-based franchise, that's going to range between anywhere from $60,000 on the low end to $200,000 or higher. And we've seen hundreds of E-2 visa applicants approved with service-based businesses. Another option is a retail type of business. Now, if you have a larger budget, a brick and mortar business, things like restaurants, hair salons, fitness facilities, or even med spas can be a good option for the E-2 visa. Now, to give an idea of cost, opening a small franchise restaurant, very small footprint, is going to cost a minimum of $200,000. And most legacy brands, McDonald's as an example, are over $1 million to open. Hair salons, depending on the location and the size of the footprint, range between $140,000 to $200,000 for a single unit. Fitness centers, again, with a smaller footprint, can be obtained for under $200,000, larger footprints much higher. Buyers often ask us if a resale business is a good option, as they see bargain businesses for sale online for as low as $50,000. Now, the problem with these businesses is that they are usually financially distressed. They are losing money. And why else would owners sell a business at a loss when they paid more to initially buy the business? Now, a business that is losing money is not a good option for the E-2 visa, as you have to convince your adjudicator how you, a non-U.S. resident, is going to be able to turn this business around, even though an experienced U.S. resident was unable to make any money. Unless you have a very compelling business plan and experience in turnarounds, a bargain resale is in most cases not a great choice. Now, if you do have a budget, profitable resale can be a good choice, as it has existing cash flow, but most profitable restaurants and hair salons sell for many multiples of their revenue. As a general rule, we suggest buyers have an absolute minimum of $200,000 available to consider looking at resales or brick and mortar businesses. The most important key to maximizing your chances of success and profits is aligning your budget, your abilities, your local market demand, your operational preferences, and all your other unique criteria to the perfect E-2 friendly franchise. Franchise City Broker Group has been helping E-2 visa applicants find the best franchises for over a decade, and our service is provided free to qualified buyers. You can learn more about our service by clicking the link above.